Okay, now we've got section 2 and there are 5 multiple choice questions. This is a great opportunity for you to learn about multiple choice questions. And I give you one tip. If you want to master multiple choice questions from Cambridge IELTS books, find a test where there are multiple choice questions in part 1. Part 1. Because in part 1, multiple choice questions are very simple and easy. Then find multiple choice questions in part 2. Then find multiple choice questions in part 3 and then part 4. So, these are certain levels. I have a dream to make a video on that. I want to make a video, multiple choice questions, part 1, 2, 3, 4 and all that. So one day I'll do it. But anyways, when you practice, just start from part 1, then you will understand multiple choice questions in part 3 as well. And the tips I'm going to give you here, these tips will apply on any type of multiple choice question. In part 1, options are very, very simple. Options are A, Monday, B, Tuesday, C, Wednesday. Options are A, 9 o'clock, B, 10 o'clock, C, 11 o'clock, right? But anyways, bicycles for the world, what does it mean? Yeah, bicycles for the world. Yeah, not bicycles to sell guava, marud vechna se cycle. No. Bicycles for the world mean a charitable organization is going to send bicycles to other parts of the world. Right? Something like that. So we can even guess. In 1993, Dan Pearman went to Ecuador. Now, this multiple choice, there are different types. Some multiple choice questions, in part 3, they are agreement. They are about decision. They are about what do they choose. But over here, we've got this multiple choice question, which is incomplete sentence. And then there are 3 options. Now, Dan went to Ecuador as a tourist guide. Underline tourist guide. As part of his studies. So, underline part of studies. And option C, voluntary worker. So he went to Ecuador. He said, first I wanted to go to Ecuador as a voluntary worker, but they didn't have any opportunity. Then I decided to go there as a tourist guide. Answer is A. Listen carefully. Say, for example, first I had some options to study there, but I refused that because I was happy in my home country. And then some of my friends were going there, but I couldn't make up my mind. Right? So just listen carefully. Whenever you select the wrong option, you are trapped. Trapped means you thought, oh, okay, that's right. And never select an option just because of the word. For example, let's pick an option. Tourist guide. A. Yeah, then after that they say voluntary worker, then you say B. You should listen. Dan went to Ecuador as a whatever, right? So let's see. And they will discuss all 3 options in any order. Questions are in order, but options in multiple choice questions, they are not in order. They can be in order sometimes, A, B, C, sometimes A, C, B, sometimes B, C, A. So it can be in any order. Anyways.
Section 2. You will hear a man called Dan Pearman talking on the radio about Pedal Power, a UK charity which sends bicycles to people in developing countries.
My name's Dan Pearman, and I'd like to talk about the work of Pedal Power, a small charity based mainly in the UK. I'll be giving our contact details at the end, if anyone would like to find out more about how to support us. But first, how the charity began. I got the idea of exporting bicycles to developing countries while I was in Ecuador. I went there in 1993, just after graduating from university. After 3 years of studying, I wanted adventure. I loved travelling, so I decided to join a voluntary organisation and was sent to Ecuador to carry out land surveys. The project came to an end after 5 years, and when I returned to the UK in 1998, I started planning Pedal Power.
See that? They talked about all the options, right? Tourism and this and that and all that. So for some of you, why not A? Why not B? And all that. Okay, now write down a code. BAC. Now what is it? It's the order in which they discussed these options. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this audio and I will stop it.
Section 2. You will hear a man called Dan Pearman talking on the radio about Pedal Power, a UK charity which sends bicycles to people in developing countries.
My name's Dan Pearman, and I'd like to talk about the work of Pedal Power, a small charity based mainly in the UK. I'll be giving our contact details at the end, if anyone would like to find out more about how to support us. But first, how the charity began. I got the idea of exporting bicycles to developing countries while I was in Ecuador. I went there in 1993, just after graduating from university.
Okay, I went there after graduating from university. Means he completed his education. So option A as part of his studies. He said after graduating. So B is not the right answer. And you know the wrong answers you have to cross. Yeah, just little cross at the end. Tick, cross, question mark. Question mark means I'm in two minds. Tick means that's the right answer. Cross means absolutely not. Okay, so B is not the right one. Now please come to option A as a tourist guide.
After 3 years of studying, I wanted adventure. I loved travelling, so I decided to join a voluntary organisation.
Okay, I love traveling. So I decided to join a voluntary organization. So he didn't say I love traveling and I became a travel guide and all that. So option A as a tourist guide? No, he said a voluntary organization. Now listen on. Come to option C.
And was sent to Ecuador to carry out land surveys.
Okay, and sent to Ecuador to carry out land surveys.
The project came to an end after 5 years.
Okay, so as a voluntary worker, carry out land surveys, voluntary organization, C is the right answer. Why A is wrong? He was not a tourist guide. He was not sent as a tourist guide. Why B is wrong? He did it after his studies. So it was not associated with his studies. So when you understand this, then multiple choice is okay. Question number 12. Dan's neighbor was successful in business because he. Now listen. Dan, neighbor, successful in business, reason. Because he. Option A, employed carpenters from the area. Underline employed carpenters from area. In multiple choice questions, never read a, and, the, and you may notice this thing in multiple choice questions, they use them excessively. I saw one option, 3 the's. The book and the this and the that and all that. 3 times they use article the. Otherwise they use the word a, and, so they make long options to confuse you. So make it a habit that you will not read a, and, the, some and all that. Okay. Now his neighbor was successful because he employed carpenters from area. Was most skilled craftsman. Underline most skilled craftsman. Yeah, when you say most skill, it's understood. Most skilled craftsman. Found it easy to reach customers. So found easy reach customers. Okay, so why was he successful? Reason number A, he employed carpenters. Reason number B, most skilled. Reason number C, found it easy to reach customers. Okay.
Where I lived in Ecuador was a very rural area. My neighbour had the only bicycle in the village, whereas everyone else walked everywhere. My neighbour's business was unusually successful, and for years I couldn't understand why. Then I realised having a bike meant he could get where he wanted to go without much trouble. Other local carpenters could only accept jobs in a 3-kilometre radius, so no matter how skilled they were, they could never do as many jobs as my neighbour.
No, not C. A, well done. No, B. Ooh. The right answer is C. Okay, now why C is right answer? Found it easy to reach customers, and he was using his bike. Okay, now please write down the code. C-A-B, cab.
Where I lived in Ecuador was a very rural area. My neighbour had the only bicycle in the village, whereas everyone else walked everywhere. My neighbour's business was unusually successful, and for years I couldn't understand why. Then I realised having a bike meant he could get where he wanted to go without much trouble.
Okay, he could get where he wanted to go without any trouble. So found it easy to reach customers. Okay, that's the right answer. Now come to option A, employed carpenters from the area.
Other local carpenters could only accept jobs in a...
Okay, other local carpenters only accept job within 3 kilometers radius. So he's not saying employed carpenters. He did not employ. Got the point? Other carpenters, like if they say ghar ke nazdeek jo kaam hai, they would only do that. Right? Now please come to option B.
Other local carpenters could only accept jobs in a 3-kilometre radius, so no matter how skilled they were,
No matter how skilled they were, right? They could get job in 3-kilometer radius. So how skilled they were, skilled craftsmen? No, it wasn't that. It was just excess. Option C is the right answer. So code is CAB. Question number 13, Dan says charity relies on. Now charity relies on means what is the form of charity? Where do they get the money from? Or where do they get the things from? Charity relies on. Option A, getting enough bicycles to send regularly. Enough bicycles to send regularly. So charity means their organization. Their organization depends on what? They are depending on enough bicycles to send regularly. Option B, finding new areas which need bicycles. So finding new areas. New areas means wherever they need bicycle. And you know, there are few things which you need to assume as they are talking about bicycles and you're reading finding new areas. Understood. New areas where they can send their bicycles. Charging for bicycles, it sends abroad. Charging for bicycles. Like if they send bicycles abroad, they're charging for that. So then says the charity relies on, mean their organization depends on what?
At Pedal Power, we collect second-hand bikes in the UK and send them to some of the poorest regions in the world. When we distribute bikes overseas, we don't give them away for free. We'd like to, but long-term that doesn't really help the local economy. The demand for bikes is enormous, which makes them very expensive locally. So we sell them for 5% of the normal price. But in order to continue operating, we need to have a constant supply of bikes which we send out every 6 months.
In order to continue operating, what is it? Charity relies on. In order to continue operating. Option A, well done. Now, they did not discuss option B, finding new areas. They only discussed two options and that is CA. Please listen to it again.
At Pedal Power, we collect second-hand bikes in the UK and send them to some of the poorest regions in the world. When we distribute bikes overseas, we don't give them away for free. We'd like to, but long-term that doesn't really help the local economy. The demand for bikes is enormous, which makes them very expensive locally. So we sell them for 5% of the normal price.
Okay, but he did not say that we depend on that. We sell them for 5% of normal price. So charging for bicycles, it sends abroad. They didn't mention that very thing, that we depend on that. Now listen.
But it's very expensive locally. So we sell them for 5% of the normal price. But in order to continue operating, we need to have a constant supply of bikes which we...
In order to continue operating, we need a constant supply of bikes. Constant, regularly. Getting enough bicycles to send. Constant supply of bikes. Okay? A is the right answer. CA. Only CA. Question number 14. What does Dan say about town of Rivas? Now, Dan will talk about town of Rivas. Right? It has received. It. What does it mean? Town. It has received great number of bikes. So Rivas received, underline great number of bikes. Greatest actually. Greatest number of bikes. For greatest number of bikes, they can use the word highest number of bikes. Option B. It has almost as many bikes as Amsterdam. Now underline as many bikes as Amsterdam. But if they say this number is less than Amsterdam, then this is not the right answer. It is this number is even more than Amsterdam, even then it's not the right answer. If they say we sent 1 million bikes there and this is equal number of bikes people have in Amsterdam, then it is the right answer. Got it? When they say as many as, so if a number is same, then it is the right answer. If number is less or more, then it is not the right answer. Option C, its economy has been totally transformed. To underline, transformed economy. Okay, so what does Dan say about town of Rivas? And he will discuss all three options. Two options will be discussed negatively, oppositely, and you have to eliminate those options.
One example of a town that's received bicycles from Pedal Power is Rivas. It was the first place I sent a full container of bicycles to. Most people there now own a bicycle. The local economy has developed so much, you wouldn't recognize it as the same place. In fact, there are more bikes than on the streets of Amsterdam, if you've ever been there. But pedal power still needs your help.
No. Good. A. No, B. Huh? All right, the right answer is C. Now, please write down the code ACB. ACB. So, please now listen to it again. And you need to know why your answer is wrong. It's very important. If you understand, if you realize why your answer is wrong, then you are learning. If you don't realize, you're not learning. It's just like gone. Yeah, gone.
One example of a town that's received bicycles from pedal power is Rivas. It was the first place I sent a full container of bicycles.
Okay, it was the first place I sent a full container of bicycles. Did he mention greatest number of bicycles? Now, full container of bicycles does not tell you the numbers. It can be a small container, only 20 bikes inside. Full container of bicycles, but he did not mention the number. That is why A is not the right answer. Now, please come to option C.
2. Most people there now own a bicycle. The local economy has developed so much.
The local economy has developed so much. Economy has been totally transformed and developed so much. Okay, now please come to option B. It has almost as many bikes as Amsterdam. Let's see. Comparison.
Wouldn't recognize it as the same place. In fact, there are more bikes than on the streets of Amsterdam, if you...
Okay, there are more bikes on street of Amsterdam. So it has almost as many? No, it has more bikes. So when more, it's not the same. Okay, in multiple choice, whenever you find as many as the comparison, sometimes it's the same. If it is the opposite, then that will not be the right answer. Okay. All right, let's go on. Question number 15. What problem did charity face in August 2000? Now they faced a problem. 3 problems mentioned. Out of 3 problems, 1 is going to be the real problem. Option A, couldn't meet its overheads. What is overhead? Expenses. They couldn't meet their expenses. Couldn't meet overheads means they couldn't meet their expenses. Option B, it means charity, and charity means charitable organization. Okay, it had to delay sending the bikes. Now, delay sending the bike. If they say we had to wait for 2 months before sending a container, we had to wait for 2 months. So what is wait for 2 months means? Delay sending the bikes. Okay, so whenever you read the options, you need to learn to interpret them. If they mention delay sending the bikes, they may say we need to wait, or we had to wait for 2 months before we sent the consignment. It was criticized in British media. If they say we were roasted in the newspaper and on TV, we were roasted, we were criticized, or people went against us, or there were comments against us, so then it is C. So problem in August 2000, right? Problem number A is couldn't meet expenses or overheads. Problem number B is delay sending bikes. And problem C is criticized British media. Yes, simple.
You may have read about some of our recent problems in the British media. In August 2000, we simply ran out of money. We had containers of bikes ready to send, but no money to pay the bills. It was a terrible situation. We managed to ensure the bikes went out on time, but the other problems carried on for several months.
Okay. A, please tell the answer at the end. Control yourself. Otherwise, if you're going to yell any answer in actual exam, you are banned for 3 years. Okay, keep that in mind. Anyways, right answer is A. It couldn't meet its overloads. Option B, had to delay sending bikes. Is that the answer? Why not? I'll play it again. And criticized in British media. Let's see. I'm playing this one again. Please listen.
You may have read about some of our recent problems in the British media.
Okay, simple. You may have read some of our recent problems in British media. Did he talk about criticism? No, he's only saying you may have read. So British media criticized, wrong. British media is mentioned, but criticized, not mentioned. Okay. Now please come to option A. The order is CAB, cab. Option A.
In August 2000, we simply ran out of money.
We simply ran out of money. Run out of money means couldn't meet its overhead. So A is the right answer. Now why B is wrong?
We had containers of bikes ready to send, but no money to pay the bills.
Okay, we had container ready to send, but no money to pay the bills. Now let's see.
It was a terrible situation. We managed to ensure the bikes went out on time.
We managed to ensure that the bikes went out on time. So did they delay the bike? No, he said we managed to ensure that the bikes went out on time and all that. Got it? So in multiple choice questions, when you understand why two options are wrong, then you know why one option is right. And if you do not know why other options are wrong, you will always select a wrong option because that will sound right to you. Okay? All right, thank you. Okay guys, now we've got part 4 and the last 4-5 questions which are important. Answer the questions below. When they say answer the questions below, it means short answer question. And that short answer question can be like 1 word, 2 words or maximum 3 words. Write no more than. Now instead of no more than 1 word, they write now 1 word only. 1 word and or a number for each answer. Simple. Question number 16. How much money did charity receive when it won an award? Now they will talk about an award and they'll say with the award we got this much money. So when they talk about money, you need to write in numbers. For example, they say we won 520 5,000 and okay, let's see, $5,800. $5,800. If you write word by word, that's going to be wrong. $5,800 means you'll just write 5,800. Okay, so whenever there is a number, please write it as a digit. And because there is no currency sign, so you have to write the currency sign. Now there are 2 ways of writing the currency sign. Either you can, and now they will give you the currency sign because then for their system it is difficult to recognize. Anyways, your listening is marked, paper delivered listening is marked by invigilators, markers, and computer delivered listening is marked by computer, right? So they write this currency thing already because this currency sign is difficult for them. But otherwise, if there is no currency sign, you can write it in 2 ways. Dollar as the sign of dollar or DOLLAR, dollar, like that. Okay, let's see how much money they won. No, they've written no more than 1 word and or a number. Answer can be 1 pencil. 1 is a number. Okay? Yes. Huh? 1 word or a number. Okay, now number or word. Yeah, that's right.
Fortunately, in October 2001, we won an Enterprise Award, which helped us enormously. We invested 15 of the £75,000 prize money to help secure our future.
15. Excellent. Very good. When you find the right answer, then you say no to the wrong answer. Otherwise, maybe you are teacher, I am student. Okay, so the correct answer is 75,000. 75,000 or 75,000. That's fine. Yes, absolutely. That's compulsory. If you don't write it, your answer is wrong.
Fortunately, in October 2001, we won an Enterprise Award, which helped us enormously. We invested 15 of the £75,000 prize.
Okay, it's £75,000 prize. So £75,000, POUND. Okay, yeah. Let's go on. Question number 17. What is charity currently, underline currently, hoping to buy? Currently means at present. So what they are hoping to buy now, at present, that will be your answer. What they hope to buy in the past, that is not your answer. What they will hope and will buy in the future, that will not be your answer. So what they are hoping to buy.
Winning the award helped raise our profile, and the money enabled us to pay all our shipping costs, which represent our greatest expense. Pedal power changes lives. When someone gets a bicycle from us, they see a 14% increase in their income. We're currently looking to invest in computers so that our office staff can do an even better job.
We are currently looking to invest in computers, plural. So you'll write it as it is. All good? Okay, now we've got this question type 18 to 20, and out of 6 options, 7. Out of 7 options, you have to select 3 options. Choose 3 letters. Which three things can general public do to help charity pedal power? Now, underline three things. Underline general public do. Now, what three things general public can do? That will be your answer. And what they are expecting from government, what they are expecting from council, what they will do on their own, that will not be your answer. Got the point? What they're expecting from people, general public means people. So what people can do for them, that will be the right answer. What government can do, what they can do themselves, that will not be the right answer. Option A, organize bicycle collection. Underline organize bicycle collection. Option B, repair donated bikes. Repair donated bikes. If public can repair them, then B is the right answer. If they say you give us the bikes and we will repair them on our own, will that be the answer? No. I mean, what's the question? What can general public do for them? If they say you can give us your bike in any condition and we will repair that. So is that the answer? No. Option C. कुछ लोगों की अभी से बस हो गई. It's part 2. We've got part 3 and part 4. Donate their unwanted tools. Like they have some tools at home. So they can donate, public can donate their tools. Option D, do voluntary work in its office, that people can come and sekla che hawa paran and all that, okay? So do voluntary work in its office if they're expecting that from general public. Option E, hold an event to raise money. People can hold an event, organize an event to raise money, like concert or anything. Option F, identify areas that need bikes. So people can say that area, that village needs bike, that area needs bike, that country needs bike and all that. And option G, write to government. They can write an application to the government to help them and all that. So whatever general people can do, that will be the answer. And remember, these options will not come in order. So first you need to pick up the option from the word. As you underline, option A, collection. Option B, donated. Option C, unwanted tools or tools. Option D, voluntary work or office. Option E, event. Option F, areas. And option G, government. So from the word, you will go to the option. Then you will decide tick or cross. Let's see. And you will select 3 letters.
Now, there are many ways in which you can support the work of Pedal Power, not just by taking a bike to a collection in your area. I should also like to say, if you do have a bike to donate, it doesn't matter what condition it's in. If we can't repair it, we'll strip it down for spare parts. Of course, to do that we always need tools, which are expensive to buy, so we welcome any that you can give. Also, you could help by contacting the voluntary staff at our offices. They'll be able to suggest activities you could organise to bring in funds for us. People do all kinds of things, including, of course, sponsored bike rides. Also, we're always interested to hear of other places that would benefit from receiving a consignment of bikes, and welcome suggestions from people who've been to developing regions on their travels. We hope that by talking on radio programmes like this, we will be able to raise public awareness, which will lead to government organisations also giving us regular financial support, something that we really need. If you'd like some more information about where to donate an old bicycle or offer help in other ways, please contact us.
C, D, F. What about E? E भी है. You do one thing, you select all of them. जेड़ा सही है लगा लो, बाकी मोड़ दो. Okay. Now the good thing is all the options were in order. They discussed them one by one. Option A, organize bicycle collection. Now please listen to it again. Be with me.
Now there are many ways in which you can support the work of Pedal Power, not just by taking a bike to a collection in your area.
Not just taking a bike and collection in your area. So organize a bicycle collection. He said not just like that. You can do other things also. So A is the wrong option. Now come to B.
Yeah. I should also like to say, if you do have a bike to donate, it doesn't matter what condition it's in. If we can't repair it, we'll strip it down for spare parts.
If we can't repair it, we will strip it down for spare parts. So do the public repair the bikes? No. They will just donate their bikes and they can repair or strip it down for spare parts. So is B the right answer? No. Now come to option C. Donate their unwanted tools.
Of course, to do that we always need tools, which are expensive to buy, so we welcome any that you can give.
We welcome any that you can give. Now this any is not a girl. This any is tool. You say any kitho aa gayi? Yeah, so you can give any. They always use different word. Any. You can give those to us. First they talk about tools. You can give those to us. You can give them to us. Them, those, any. It goes back to that noun, and if you're not aware of that noun, you'll not be able to write the answer. So option C is the first right answer. Now come to option D. Do voluntary work in its office.
Also, you could help by contacting the voluntary staff at our offices. They'll be able to suggest activities you could organise to...
Okay, now you can contact. You will not work in the office. Do voluntary work in its office? No, you can contact the staff in the office. They will suggest the activities that you organize. Which option is that? E. They will suggest the activities. Hold an event to raise money. Listen again.
...need tools which are expensive to buy, so we welcome any that you can give. Also, you could help by contacting the voluntary staff at our offices. They'll be able to suggest activities you could organise to bring in funds for us.
To bring in funds for us. Got it? So that's the right answer. Now option F. Identify areas that need bikes.
People do all kinds of things, including, of course, sponsored bike rides. Also, we're always interested to hear of other places that would benefit from receiving a consignment of bikes.
Other places that will benefit from receiving a consignment of bikes. So what is that? Identifying areas that need bikes. Now listen, what do they say about it?
And welcome suggestions from people who've been to developing...
We welcome suggestions from people who've been to developing countries. For people, they're using the word public and they're using the word you. So this is the third right answer. And last one, right to government.
...regions on their travels.
Listen again.
Also, we're always interested to hear of other places that would benefit from receiving a consignment of bikes, and welcome suggestions from people who've been to developing regions on their travels. We hope that by talking on radio programs like this...
We hope by talking on radio programs. Who will talk on radio programs? We means that organization, not general public.
We will be able to raise public awareness, which will lead to government organizations.
Okay, we will raise public awareness, which will lead to government organizations. So that's what they're going to do on their own. Public is not going to do that. Okay? Yes, C, E, F. C for cat, E for elephant, F for frog that you like to eat. You don't? Okay, IELTS listening part 2. We are going to start with this part. Questions 11 and 12. And we have double multiple choice questions. Don't be afraid. We'll just do it all together. I'll give you some good techniques, but you need practice. Only techniques are not enough. I mean, after watching one recipe from a cooking show, you don't become expert in making that. You need to do a lot of practice. Okay? So, questions 11 and 12. Choose two letters, A to E. According to Megan, Megan is a character in the audio. According to Megan, what are the two main advantages? Underline that. What are the two main advantages? Now listen how they are going to play with you. They will tell you some basic or minor advantages. They will talk about some advantages which are just normal, usual. But what are two main advantages? So main advantages will be your answer. Okay, let's go on. Main advantages of working in agriculture. So if you work in agriculture, what are two main advantages? Now, can you see with every advantage, they have written the. In multiple choice options, make it a habit. Don't read ABC. Don't read article at all. Just ignore that. If they've written the dash, and some, and all that, just ignore them all. Focus three words mainly. Number one, noun. If the sentence starts with a verb, now over here it starts with a verb. Two, active. No, it's not the verb, it's the noun. So number one, noun. Number two, verb. Number three, adjective. Now I tell you how. Active lifestyle. Underline active lifestyle. Above average salaries. Okay, now listen. Active lifestyle. If in the audio they say the lifestyle is pretty passive, you don't have to move around, then A is not the right answer. Above average salaries. If in the audio they say, although you earn average salaries, although the salaries are not very lucrative or the salaries are not very high, then it is not the right answer. So out of 5 options, 3 options will be discussed negatively or oppositely. And you have to eliminate those wrong options. What do the students do? They wait for the right option. They ignore otherwise. So what you have to do, instead of looking for the right answer, you have to eliminate the wrong answer. How to do it? For example, option B, above average salaries. In the audio they say, although the salaries are not as good as many other jobs, cross it. Because this is not the right answer. Okay, as they move on, flexible working opportunities. If they say you'll have to work 9 to 6, now 9 to 6 is not flexible. If they say you can work anytime, you can work anytime, you can make your own routine, that is flexible. Option D, opportunities for overseas travel. Now, if they say you can travel to other countries, or one of the major benefits is you can travel to other countries, then this is the right answer. But if they say you can travel to other cities, will that be the right answer? No, because overseas means other countries, not other cities. Option E, chance to be in a natural environment. So if they speak in the audio, say the main benefit is you are close to nature. Close to nature means chance to be in a natural environment. Now listen, second point. They will discuss all 5 options, but the arrangement is going to be different. They will not talk about A first, then B, then C. If they only do this in multiple choice questions, believe you me, it's going to be the easiest question type. The confusing thing is questions are in order, but options in the questions, they are not in order. So you have to first catch, and they start randomly. First they will discuss option E, then they can come to option A, then they go to option C, then they come to option D, then they come to option B. So this is the only thing that is confusing in multiple choice questions. If they are in the order like A, B, C, D, you can easily catch the answers. But anyways, let's start. Now this time I'm going to play the audio for question number 11 and 12, and you got to give me 2 letters which are the right answers.
Hello everyone, my name's Megan Baker and I'm a recruitment consultant at AVT Recruitment Specialists. Now, our company specialises in positions that involve working in the agriculture and horticulture sectors, so that's fresh food production, garden and park maintenance and so on. And these sectors do provide some very special career opportunities. For a start, they often offer opportunities for those who don't want to be stuck with a 40-hour week, but need to juggle work with other responsibilities, such as childcare. And this is very important for many of our recruits. Some people like working in a rural setting, surrounded by plants and trees instead of buildings, although we can't guarantee that. But there are certainly health benefits, especially in jobs where you're not sitting all day looking at a screen, a big plus for many people. Salaries can sometimes be good too, although there's a lot of variety here. And you may have the opportunity in some types of jobs for travel overseas, although that obviously depends on the job, and not everyone is keen to do it.
All right. See, whenever they use the word although, that option is wrong. Whenever they use the word we thought, we considered, we wanted, right? So that is the wrong option. Now, over here, the correct answer is option A and option C. Now, I'm going to give you a code, right? This is the secret code I'm giving you. Please write it down. All of you, please write down. C for cat. Don't write cat, just write C. C, E for elephant. A, apple. B, boy. D, doctor. C, E, A, B, D. Now this is the order they speak all the options. I'm going to play it again. And by the way, this code is different for other questions. It will not apply everywhere. Okay? For each question, they have a different code. Now I'm going to play this audio once again. Please be with me and we just do it.
Hello everyone. My name's Megan Baker and I'm a recruitment consultant at AVT Recruitment Specialists. Now, our company specialises in positions that involve working in the agriculture and horticulture sectors. So that's fresh food production, garden and park maintenance and so on. And these sectors do provide some very special career opportunities. For a start, they often offer opportunities for those who don't want to be stuck with a 40-hour week.
Those who don't want to be stuck with a 40-hour week. That means flexible working opportunities. So this is for, now what is the opposite of that? Those who don't want to be stuck with 40 hours week. 40 hours week means 9 to 6 job. Okay, so first correct answer is flexible working opportunities. They have spoken the opposite word. Flexible working and 40 hours a week. So they said those who don't want means advantage is flexible working hours. Right? I told you this test is a bit confusing. Now we move on to option E.
But need to juggle work with other responsibilities, such as childcare. And this is very important for many of our recruits. Some people like working in a rural setting, surrounded by plants and trees instead of buildings, although we can't guarantee that.
Although we can't guarantee that. See that? Some people like working in rural settings with plants and trees, although we can't guarantee that. So E is not the right answer. Now, please move to option A.
But there are certainly health benefits, especially in jobs where you're not sitting all day looking at a screen.
Okay, health benefits, especially the jobs where you are sitting and looking at the screen. So it means you have active lifestyle. Opposite of active lifestyle is sitting and looking at the screen. So the second correct answer is A. Now please come to option B, salaries.
A big plus for many people. Salaries can sometimes be good too, although there's a lot of variety here.
Salaries sometimes can be bigger too. They use the word main advantage, right? Sometimes salaries are bigger too, but that's not the thing. So it's not B. Now please come to option D.
And you may have the opportunity in some types of jobs for travel overseas.
In some types of jobs. So that's not the main advantage. Some types of jobs. Got it? Now let's go on. We do one more. Questions 13 and 14. Choose two letters A to E. Which two of the following are likely to be disadvantages? Underline disadvantages. For people working outdoors. So just underline disadvantages for people working outdoors. Outdoors means in the open air. They're talking about agriculture. So people are working outdoors, outside. What are two disadvantages for them? Increasing risk of accidents. Just underline risk of accidents. Option B, very quiet location. Very quiet location means there's nobody all around. You're working there. I've got a student who works on an offshore company. They extract oil. So he says, I come back after 20 days, 30 days and got to be in the sea. There are just few people extracting oil from there. So, sometimes the location is very quiet. Next, difficult weather conditions. Underline difficult weather conditions. Option D, cost of housing. Now, if they say we provide accommodation, then D is not the right answer. Right? Difficult weather conditions. If they say the weather conditions are very good, the weather conditions are amicable, they are fine, then it's not the right answer. So the wrong answers will be spoken negatively and oppositely, as they use the word although and all that. Level of physical fitness required. So just underline physical fitness required. So at disadvantages of people working outdoors, two disadvantages. I play the audio.
Then there's that experiment I did, measuring the fat content of nuts, to see if the nutritional information...
Of course, working outdoors does have its challenges. It's fine in summer, but can be extremely unpleasant when it's cold and windy. You may need to be pretty fit for some jobs, though with modern technology, that's not as important as it once was. And standards of health and safety are much higher now than they used to be, so there are fewer work-related accidents. But if you like a lively city environment surrounded by lots of people, these jobs are probably not for you. They're often in pretty remote areas. And some people worry about finding a suitable place to live, but in our experience, this usually turns out fine.
Yeah? All right. Now please write down secret code. And luckily it's the same. C, E, A, B, D. C for cat, E for elephant, A for apple, B for bat, D for doctor. Okay? So I'm going to play it again. Correct answer is B and C. So please first listen to the audio about option C.
Of course, working outdoors does have its challenges. It's fine in summer, but can be extremely unpleasant when it's cold and windy.
It can be unpleasant when it is cold and windy. So the first disadvantage is difficult weather conditions. Okay, that's the first right answer. Now please move to option E, level of physical fitness.
You may need to be pretty fit for some jobs, though with modern technology, that's not as important.
Though with modern technology, that's not as important. So although, though, whenever they use this word, that option is not the right one. Level of physical fitness required, he said though, and then because of modern technology, now you got with tractors and other stuff like that, so you don't need to do manual work. So E is not the right answer. Now please come to option A, increasing risk of accidents.
As it once. Standards of health and safety are much higher now than they used to be, so there are fewer work-related accidents.
There are
But
fewer
if you like
work-related accidents. Fewer means opposite of increasing, right? So that is why A is also not the right answer. Clear? Now please come to option B.
related accidents. But if you like a lively city environment surrounded by lots of people, these jobs are probably not for you.
Being in a very quiet location. If you like people, city environment, these jobs are not for you. Why?
They're often in pretty remote areas.
They are often in pretty remote areas, very quiet places, very quiet location and pretty remote areas. That's the second correct answer. Now please come to option D, cost of living.
Worry about finding a suitable. These jobs are probably not for you. They're often in pretty remote areas. And some people worry about finding a suitable place to live, but in our experience, this usually turns out fine.
This usually turns out fine. So cost of housing, this turns out fine. This is not a disadvantage. Correct answer BC. On your answer sheet, you can write 13B, 14C, or you can write 13C, 14B. Both ways it is correct. Okay. And if your one answer is correct, one wrong, you'll get 1 mark. Let's go on, please. Now we've got this matching type of questions. Questions 15 to 20, matching. What information does Megan give about each of the following job opportunities? Now listen, you have to match job opportunities with information. Can you see the job opportunities? 15, fresh food commercial manager. 16, agronomist. And please come to information, not a permanent job. Now, when they give you half minute to read the questions, would you prefer to read information or questions? Obviously, information. Because questions do not contain any information. Questions only contain jobs. And by reading them, you don't understand. And in the audio, they will speak about these jobs one by one. So it's a good idea to read and interpret information. Now I tell you how to interpret the information. A, not a permanent job. For that, they can say it's a seasonal job, seasonal work, temporary job. It lasts for winter months only. It is only during summer months. Contract based and all that. It's not a permanent job. Option B involves leading a team. For that, they can use the word team leader. You have to be a team leader. You have to organize a team, or you have to run a team like that. Option C, experience not essential. For this type of job, no prior experience, or if you haven't worked in this field, it is not necessary, right? Anything like that. Option D, intensive work but also fun. Means you have to work hard but you enjoy. Intensive work but fun. For fun, they can use the word you enjoy. It's pleasant and all that. Option E, a chance to earn more through overtime. So they will say you can work more and you can earn more. Like you can do overtime, and this is how you can make some extra money. Option F, chance for rapid promotion. Now they will talk about a job and say there are chances for rapid promotion within 2 to 3 months you can reach, right? And there is one thing, trap. They might say in one of the options that in this type of job there are no chances for immediate promotion. So don't take this option over there, right? For rapid, they can use the word quick promotion, immediate promotion. And for promotion, they can use the word from junior manager to senior manager. Option G, accommodation available. They will say accommodation will be provided, flat will be given, housing will be given, and all that. Local travel involved. If they say you have to travel to other cities, or as part of this job, you will travel to other cities, that means local travel involved. Now, I play the audio. Question number 15. Listen, your left hand should be on the question, and the hand that is holding the pencil will move between the options, right? And then you can write the option number. Let's start.
Now, let me tell you about some of the exciting jobs that we have on our books right now. One is for a fresh food commercial manager. Our client here is a very large fresh food producer, supplying a range of top supermarkets. They operate in a very fast-paced environment with low profit margins. The staff there work hard, but they play hard as well. So if you've a sociable personality, this may be for you.
Work hard but play hard as well. Work hard and play hard. Work hard means intensive work. Play hard means also fun. Work hard and play hard. Now try to understand this language. Maybe you can write it. Underline intensive work, also fun, and write there work hard and play hard. Okay, play hard का मतलब है बहुत ही मजा करते हैं. Like that, okay? Yeah. Now D is used. Next is agronomist. Please now listen. Question number 16.
We have an exciting post as an agronomist, advising farmers on issues such as crop nutrition, protection against pests, and the latest legislation on farming and agricultural practices. There are good opportunities for the right person to quickly make their way up the career ladder, but a deep knowledge of the agricultural sector is expected of applicants.
F, opportunity to make promotion or career ladder. To go on to the career ladder, that is option F, chance for rapid promotion. I'm playing it again. F is the right answer.
We have an exciting post as an agronomist, advising farmers on issues such as crop nutrition, protection against pests, and the latest legislation on farming and agricultural practices. There are good opportunities for the right person to quickly make their way up the career ladder.
Okay, quickly make their way up the career ladder. So make their way up the career ladder means chance for rapid promotion. Let's go on. Question number 17. Fresh produce buyer. Do you know what is produce? Produce, the commodities in agriculture. For example, if it is vegetable, fruit, and all that, that is called produce. Okay? Fresh produce buyer. A person who buys oranges from the farmer, a person who buys potatoes from the farmer. So we call him fresh produce buyer. Produce means whatever they grow. Right? So let's see. What do they say about this job? Fresh produce buyer.
A leading supermarket is looking for a fresh produce buyer. who is available for a 12-month maternity cover contract. You need to have experience in administration, planning and buying in the fresh produce industry, and in return will receive a very competitive salary.
Why? Because it's a 12-month contract. Absolutely. Listen again.
A leading supermarket is looking for a fresh produce buyer who is available for a 12-month maternity cover contract.
12-month maternity sort of contract. So for question number 17, A is the right answer. For that they used not a permanent job. Contract means not a permanent job. You know, contract workers, they don't have permanent job. Next we have garden center sales manager. So let's see what do they say about him.
We have also received a request for a sales manager for a chain of garden centres. You will be visiting centres in the region to ensure their high levels of customer service are maintained. This post is only suitable for someone who is prepared to live in the region.
No, it's H, local travel involved. And A is already used, one option will be used once only. Okay, local travel involved. They said you have to visit one of the regions. Please listen again.
We have also received a request for a sales manager for a chain of garden centres. You will be visiting centres in the region.
You will be visiting centers in the region. That means local travel involved. For travel, they use the word you will be visiting. Visiting and travel, same thing. Next, question number 19. Tree technician. Wow, they have a tree technician as well. Okay, so let's see what do they say about him.
There is also a vacancy for a tree technician to carry out tree cutting, forestry and conservation work. Candidates must have a clean driving licence and have training in safety procedures. A year's experience would be preferred, but the company might be prepared to consider someone who has just completed an appropriate training course.
Good. Experience will be preferred, but the company is looking for someone who's just completed training course. When they say experience will be preferred, it means no experience is also fine. That is option C, experience not essential. Question number 20, farm worker.
Finally, we have a position for a farm worker. This will involve a wide range of farm duties, including crop sowing and harvesting, machine maintenance, and animal care. Perks of the job include the possibility of renting a small cottage on the estate and the chance to earn a competitive salary.
Okay,
a driving
small
licence
cottage.
and...
That is option G, accommodation available. Right, play this one again. Some of you are still confused.
Finally, we have a position for a farm worker. This will involve a wide range of farm duties, including crop sowing and harvesting, machine maintenance, and animal care. Perks of the job include the possibility of renting a small cottage.
Perks of the job include the possibility of renting a small cottage. Perks means benefits. What did you say, miss?
Question number
19, tree technician, okay.
There is also a vacancy for a tree technician to carry out tree cutting, forestry and conservation work. Candidates must have a clean driving licence and have training in safety procedures. A year's experience would be preferred, but the
Okay, a year's experience would be preferred. When they say preferred, it means even without experience you can go.
company might be prepared to consider someone who has just completed an appropriate training course.
Someone who has just completed appropriate training means without experience, right? Okay. Okay, in part 2, if you see a map, you are lucky because map is easy. No? Don't worry, we'll find a way to deal with the map. Listen, whenever they give you a map in IELTS listening, instead of reading the questions, look at the map. Read the map carefully. Now, if you look at the questions 11 to 16, 11 is cafe, 12 is toilets, 13 is formal gardens. Are you getting any information? No, you aren't. So, you will come to this map, Croft Valley Park. Now, can you see on the right hand side we have crosses? So the left side is west. You should write capital W there. On the left side of the map, write capital W. Top of the map, what is that? North. Write capital N. Right side of the map is east. Write there capital E. And bottom of the map is south, so write capital S. Now listen, there is one south gate and there is one north gate. If they ask you to enter from the south gate, you will enter from there. And if they say, if you go from the north gate, and then you're going to come from the north gate, right? The first thing. After that, can you see old museum? So if in the audio, now listen, in the map, they use specific language. That language is based on two things. One is prepositions of location. If I say it's next to the museum, which option? It's next to the old museum. Which option? D for doctor. If I say it's among the trees in front of glass houses, option H. If I say it's on the west side of adventure playground, B, west side. If I say it is on the east side of adventure playground, C. If I say it is on the eastern side of old museum, eastern side of old museum is D. D for doctor. Okay, and if I say it's in front of the lake, again it's option D. So what you need to do on the map, first thing is prepositions of location, prepositions of place, and all that, right? The second thing is directions. There is a certain language you use, go straight ahead, turn right, first right, second left. It's the second building, it's the first building. So you need to learn all these things, okay? Now, let's see. First, they have this cafe. So what you're going to do, first your pencil is going to be in the air when the audio starts. And in the audio, when she says, if we enter from the south gate, immediately you will put your pencil on the south gate and your pencil will move with the audio. Let's try. Okay, if you enter from the south gate, please take a first left turn. Are you going there? Go along with that path, and then on your left, you will find a narrow road. It will take you to the airport. Answer is A. See that? If your pencil is moving, you will reach there. If your pencil is still, you will never find anything. Okay, now again, let's try again. If you enter from the south gate, go straight ahead until you reach the bend. It's just there. Option E. Until you reach the bend, it's just there is option E. All right. And if they say, well, it's very close to North Gate and Adventure Playground, B. Or it's in the middle of North Gate and Adventure Playground. So like this you practice and at least try to solve 5 to 10 maps and you'll be fine. Now we start. Question number 11, cafe. You have to find me cafe because I love coffee very much. Okay, yeah.
As chair of the Town Council Subcommittee on Park Facilities, I'd like to bring you up to date on some of the changes that have been made recently to the Croft Valley Park. So if you could just take a look at the map I handed out, let's begin with a general overview. So, the basic arrangement of the park hasn't changed. It still has 2 gates, north and south, and a lake in the middle. The cafe continues to serve an assortment of drinks and snacks, and is still in the same place, looking out over the lake and next to the old museum.
Okay, looking out over the lake and next to the old museum. Option D for doctor. See, looking out over the lake means from the cafe you can see the lake and it's next to old museum. Answer is D. Now, question number 12, toilets, very important to know.
We're hoping to change the location of the toilets and bring them nearer to the centre of the park, as they're a bit out of the way at present, near the adventure playground, in the corner of your map.
Yeah, near the adventure playground in the corner of the map. And she said we are hoping to put them to central location, but it's not there. At the moment, they are C, in the corner and adventure playground. Question number 13, formal gardens. Now let's see where these formal gardens are.
The formal gardens have been replanted and should be at their best in a month or two. They used to be behind the old museum, but we've now used the space near the south gate, between the park boundary and the path that goes past the lake towards the old museum.
E. Wrong answer. Right answer is G. Why G? Please listen to it again.
The formal gardens have been replanted and should be at their best in a month or two. They used to be behind the old museum.
They used to be. It means now they are not there. They used to be behind the old museum. So now there is no option. We have already used option D. So there is no option there.
But we've now used the space near the south gate, between the park boundary and the path that goes past the lake.
Okay, between the park boundary and the path that goes past the lake. So that is option G. All the square is actually boundary. So correct answer is option G. Now, outdoor gym. Question number 14.
We have a new outdoor gym for adults and children, which is already proving very popular. It's by the glass houses, just to the right of the path from the south gate. You have to look for it, as it's a bit hidden in the trees.
Haha. First you thought F. She said you have to look for it as it's a bit hidden in the trees. That is option H. So usually when you come closer, there are two options. And then from two options, you need to see which is the right one. Question number 15, skateboard ramp.
One very successful introduction has been our skateboard ramp. It's in constant use during the evenings and holidays. It's near the old museum, at the end of a little path that leads off from the main path between the lake and the museum.
A. Little path that leads off between the lake and museum. So that little path, and there is only one option, that is option A, right? I'm playing it again, some of you missed it.
One very successful introduction has been our skateboard ramp. It's in constant use during the evenings and holidays. It's near the old museum, at the end of a little path that leads off from the main path between the lake and the museum.
Got it? Between the lake and the museum, these are prepositions. All clear? Yes. All right, let's go on. Question number 16, wildflowers.
We've also introduced a new area for wildflowers to attract bees and butterflies. It's on a bend in the path that goes round the east side of the lake, just south of the adventure playground.
Okay, south of adventure playground, east side of the lake, and there is only one bend in the map. So it's option E, exactly. So when you practice, you will realize it's going to be easier for you, right? Okay, thank you. Alright guys, now we see how to deal with double multiple choice questions in IELTS listening part 2. Whenever you get IELTS listening, map in IELTS listening, along with map, usually there are some multiple choice questions or otherwise double multiple choice questions. But sometimes with map, they can give you matching type of questions as well. Now, double multiple choice questions, 5 options. Out of 5, 3 options are wrong according to the speakers in the audio and 2 options are correct. Now, basically, if you identify wrong options, you will always find the right answer, because whenever you are going to select a wrong option, you are going to be cheated by the speakers in the audio. Now I tell you how to identify wrong options. Whenever you get a double multiple choice question, first of all, read the question statement. Questions 17 and 18, choose 2 letters A to E. What does speaker say about adventure playground? Now, what speaker say About adventure playground. Okay. Now you need to see there are 5 things. Out of 5, 2 options are correct. So it means 2 things speaker will say in the same way. And 3 things will contradict with 3 points here. Now I tell you how. Option A, children must be supervised. If they say you have to keep an eye on your children while they are playing, A will be the right answer. And if they say we have our custodians who will take care of your children, so you can leave your children and go away, will this be the right answer? No. You understand? This is how they play. Option B, it costs more in winter. If they say during the winter months, it will cost you £10, otherwise £8. Then this is the right answer. And if they say the ticket price is same regardless of the season, then will this be the answer? Wrong. So this is what you need to understand. Option C, some activities are only for younger children. If they say all the activities are for children regardless of their age, will this be the right answer? No. But if they say some activities are only for 3-year-old kids, then this is going to be the right answer. Option D, no payment is required. It means absolutely free of cost. So if in the audio they say it's free of cost, or you don't have to pay, or it will not cost you anything, or we don't charge anything, then this is the right answer. But if they say you just have to pay £1 or a little amount, even 1 penny or 1 cent, then this will not be the right answer. Last, it was recently expanded. If they say we are planning to expand the park in the future, will this be the right answer? No. Yes, if they say very recently we have added some more land and expanded the park, then this is the right answer. Got it? Now, another problem actually, which is more confusing, these options are not in order. If these options are in order, multiple choice will never ever be difficult. And I think options should have been in order. Like IELTS people should consider this thing that in multiple choice, if options are in order, you listen to option A, then you listen to option B, tick or cross, you find your answer. Now you are at option A and you realize that speaker has finished option C. By the time you go to option C, they come to option A. So you are confused between all these options. Now, the next question, how to catch the options. In every option, you need to underline one word. For example, option A, supervised. Option B, cost. Option C, younger children. Option D, payment. Option E, expanded. Got it? So when they use these words, immediately come to that point, and after listening to that point, either you tick if that is the right answer, or you cross if it is the wrong answer, and a question mark if you don't understand. And for God's sake, don't put all question marks, all 5 options, okay? Now we start. Please listen. Yes?
इसमें ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है कि वो सिर्फ 2 ही मतलब अब 2 हमने इसमें चूज करने हैं.
Okay, and yeah, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. I've noticed this thing. The question is it possible that out of 5, they only discuss 2 options and they ignore other 3 options? Sometimes they leave out 1 option, sometimes. And otherwise, they may leave out 2 options as well. But mostly I've seen they leave out 1 option. And if you go back to Cambridge IELTS books like from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, then there are some tests in multiple choice where they ignore 2 options and they discussed only 1 option. But over here, they will discuss all the options. Okay? So, let's start.
Now, let me tell you a bit more about some of the changes to Croft Valley Park. One of our most exciting developments has been the adventure playground. We were aware that we had nowhere for children to let off steam and decided to use our available funds to set up a completely new facility in a large space to the north of the park. It's open year-round, though it closes early in the winter months, and entrance is completely free. Children can choose whatever activities they want to do, irrespective of their age. But we do ask adults not to leave them on their own there. There are plenty of seats where parents can relax and keep an eye on their children at the same time.
A, B, A and all right. The correct answer is A for apple, D for doctor. Okay, I'll tell you why, don't worry. Now write down a code. It's a secret code. The code is E, B for boy. Write it down, Liko. E, B, D for doctor. C for cat, A for apple. Now this is the arrangement of the options. Okay, now I play the audio again. First they will discuss option E, then B, then D, then C, then A. So listen.
Now, let me tell you a bit more about some of the changes to Croft Valley Park. One of our most exciting developments has been the Adventure Playground.
Now, Adventure Playground, but she didn't mention as it was the expansion. The word expanded or it's not been used.
We were aware that we had nowhere for children to let off steam and decided to use our available funds to set up a completely new facility in a large space to the north of the park.
In a large space to the north of the park. Still, they did not mention that we expanded it. Means park was expanded. Already the size was same and they offered a new facility. So E is not the right option. Now please come to option B. That is, costs more in winter.
It's open year-round, though it closes early in the winter months.
Did they talk about cost? It opens year-round, although it closes early in winter months. So B is not the right answer. Now come to option C.
And entrance is completely free.
And entrance is? No payment is required. So first correct answer is D. Now please come to option C. Some activities are only for younger children.
Children can choose whatever activities they want to do, irrespective of their age.
Irrespective of their age. When they say irrespective, it doesn't mean younger children. It means any child can do anything. So C is the wrong answer. Now come to option A.
Adult, whatever activities they want to do, irrespective of their age. But we do ask adults not to leave them on their own there.
Not to leave them on their own. Them means children. Not to leave them means children must be supervised. And then they speak further.
There are plenty of seats where parents can relax and keep an eye on their children.
Okay, plenty of seats where parents can relax and keep an eye on their children. So children must be supervised. Got it? Now let's go on. What does the speaker say? Questions 19 and 20. What does the speaker say about the glass houses? Now they have some glass houses there. So what does the speaker say? Option A, they are closed at weekends. They, what do they mean by they? Glass houses. So if glass houses are closed at the weekend, then A is the right answer. And if they say we have extended hours on weekends, extended hours mean they give more time at weekends, then A will not be the right answer. And for weekend, they can use Saturday, Sunday. Volunteers are needed to work there. If they need volunteers, B is the right answer. And if they say we already have enough volunteers who are serving, so thank you so much, we don't need more, then it's actually not the right answer. They were badly damaged by fire. They means glass houses. Now, if they say last year there was fire and the glass houses were badly damaged or fire destroyed glass houses, then C is the right answer. And if they say last year there was fire, but thank goodness nothing happened to glass houses. Got the point? This is how they speak. Option D, more money is needed to repair some of the glass. More money is required. If in the audio they say we are well within the budget, do they need more money? No, then this is not the right answer. And they say we have insufficient funds. At the moment we are lacking money or we need more money, then this will not, then this is the right answer. Option E, visitors can see palm trees from tropical regions. Now listen carefully. Visitors can see palm trees. If they say we have some palm trees which the visitors can see and all that, then this is the right answer. And if they say, last year we had some palm trees here, but they were all stolen. For example, they were all stolen. Or if they say, we have plans to plant some palm trees here next year. So when they have plans next year, it means palm trees are not available there. So visitors can see. If palm trees are there and visitors can see them, so that's the right answer. Now, what to underline? Option A, weekends. Option B, volunteers. Option C, fire. Option D, money. And option E, palm trees. Okay, so when they talk about palm tree, come to that option, tick or cross. So, let's see.
Lastly, the glass houses. A huge amount of work has been done on them to repair the damage following the disastrous fire that recently destroyed their western side. Over £80,000 was spent on replacing the glass walls and the metal supports, as well as the plants that had been destroyed, although, unfortunately, the collection of tropical palm trees has proved too expensive to replace up to now. At present, the glass houses are open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and it's hoped to extend this to the weekends soon. We're grateful to all those who helped us by contributing their time and money to this achievement.
A and no. Good. No. Good. Yeah. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. All right. हाँ, A तो बिल्कुल नहीं है और B तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Correct answers are, please clap for her. Well done. I like your confidence. Correct answers are A and C. And she said, A तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Ah, ball like this. A तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. I tell you, don't worry. Okay, now don't worry. I mean, audio is here. I'll play the same audio and they will not change their statement. Now, please write down the code. The code C, D, E, A, B. C, D. C for coffee, D for doctor, E for elephant, A for apple, B for boy. Got it? Now I play the audio again. Let's see. The one who was saying, A to ho hi nahi sakta.
Lastly,
Now first come to option C.
the glass houses. A huge amount of work has been done on them to repair the damage following the disastrous fire that
To replace the damage following the disastrous fire which
repair the damage following the disastrous fire that recently destroyed their western side.
recently destroyed their western side. There means glass houses. So option C, they were badly damaged by fire. That is the first right answer. Exactly. Now please come to option D. More money is needed.
Over £80,000 was spent on replacing the glass walls and the metal supports, as well as the...
Okay, did they talk about more money? She only said £80,000 spent. So D is not the right answer. Now please move on to option E for elephant. Visitors can see palm trees from tropical regions.
plants that had been and the metal supports, as well as the plants that had been destroyed, although, unfortunately, the collection of tropical palm trees has proved too expensive to replace up to now.
Okay, palm trees too expensive to replace up to now. So it means they have not replaced. So can you see palm trees? No. So option E is also wrong. Now option A, which can never be the right answer, and I tell you why.
At present, the glass houses are open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and it's hoped to extend this to the weekends.
It's hoped to extend this to the weekend. It's hoped, not it's done. So what does that mean? They are closed at weekends. It's hoped. It's hoped means in the future. So that is why A is the right answer. And then we've got option B, volunteers are needed to work there.
Soon. We're grateful to all those who helped us by contributing.
She's only thanking them. We are grateful to all those who helped them by contributing, but she didn't say that they need more volunteers. So the correct answer is option A and then option C. On your answer sheet, you can write 19A, 20C, which is logical. Otherwise, if you write 19C, 20A, that is also right. Okay, good.